Warning, this episode contains adult language, mature situations, revenge-seeking minions, power-abusing heroes, a Saturday morning cartoon-style event, and manga news. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Listener and viewer discretion is advised. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Spiraken Manga Review. I'm your host Zan, saying konnichiwa, aloha, buongiorno, and what's up? Hope you're doing well out there and hope you're excited for another fun-filled episode of this awesome podcast that you can find at www.spiraken.com. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, and various other social media sites. Just type in SPIRAKEN and I guarantee you'll find us one way or the other if you look at in the search bar. And if you're looking and watching us on YouTube, remember to like, share, and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications to see when we have our new videos up. But with that in mind, let's actually get to the episode at hand, because if you remember from last episode, I spun that one, that only, the Wheel of Manga. And well, it dictated on to be there reviewing a very unique manga, an interesting manga, that was written by the creator of the quintuplets, the quintessential quintuplets. We're talking about Negi Haruba. This was also published by Kodansha, meaning it's released over here by Kodansha Comics. Its original run was 2021 and it's still coming out to this day. It was released in Weekly Shonen magazine with 10 volumes currently out. The demographic is shonen, obviously, and this is actually a tokusatsu sentai parody adventure superhero comic, which is very different. And the original name of this was actually Sentai Daishikaku, but in English it is known simply as Go Go Loser Rangers. And I want to play the whole Power Rangers theme, but this is Go Go Loser Rangers. A interesting twist on the superhero genre. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Ratman, if you remember when I reviewed that all the way back in the hundreds. But this manga is the story of the villainous army of evil, an evil group that 13 years ago appeared in the sky and has invaded Earth. And the only ones who can defend Earth from these evil beings is the Super Sentai Squadron known as the Dragon Keepers. And for 13 years, they have been protecting Earth from the villainous army of evil. However, that is not entirely true, because the Dragon Keepers, as they're known, are charismatic and awesome. And obviously you have the leader is the red guy, there's the yellow guy, the blue guy, there's the girl who is obviously pink, and then there's the green ranger, and they're all super awesome and super cool. And each of these keepers are very different, and they have their own army behind them known as the battalions. So you have the red battalion, the blue battalion, pink battalion, green battalion, and yellow battalion. And they keep people safe. So every Sunday, whenever the monsters show up, they kind of cordon off the area, make sure that there's crowd control happening, and then the Dragon Keepers can fight these evil monsters. However, that is not the truth in what has happened, because what happens is the monsters appeared 13 years ago, but the Dragon Keepers defeated them 13 years ago. So after 1 year, they defeated them, and now instead of them saying, "You bad guys, you leave our planet forever," the Dragon Keepers have decided to make a kind of monetary gain from this. They force the last remaining minions, who are the foot soldiers of the evil army of evil known as Dusters, to every week fight them, because the Dusters are indestructible. They will resurrect and heal every single time they're destroyed. So essentially every week they show up, say, "We're going to defeat you, Dragon Rangers, and kick your butt." Meanwhile, the Dragon Rangers beat them, and then they get defeated, blasting off again, go back to their headquarters, heal up for the next week. And this is happening over and over and over again. And no one is the wiser. Everyone thinks the Dragon Keepers are amazing, and the Dusters are kind of just, at this point, like, you know what, we're just going to deal with this. This is our life and our lot in life. Because they're monsters, they're stuck here, there's nothing they can do. Except one of them has starting to have an existential crisis. We're talking about Foot Soldier D. And D is having some issues because he's confused by the fact that the Dragon Keepers are constantly abusing their power, treating them like garbage. More importantly, they're lying to the people. And one day, a kid was watching, said, "Go Dusters, you can do it." And this kind of said, wait a minute, why are we letting them win? Why can't we win for once? Why can't we do good? So he has decided to defeat the Dragon Keepers. The only problem is the Dragon Keepers are all show. They are like, oh, we're all charismatic and superheroes, but in reality, they're all monsters. Each one is slightly different. The red Dragon Keeper is super cruel and will kill anybody when the camera isn't showing. But when the camera's showing, he's like, oh no, I've been hurt. I must have the power of friendship to defeat you. And the blue Keeper is a former gang member who blackmails people. The Pink Ranger, let's just say she's a masochist. She's very crazy. But also her power is helping her survive because she has some issues. But so how can Foot Soldier D defeat these Dragon Keepers? What he decided to do is turn himself into a human and infiltrate the ranks of the battalions to assassinate the Dragon Rangers. This is his plan. And this is the story of him trying to get into the Dragon Rangers and defeat them using everything he knows while not getting caught. He has a couple of allies who help him out, but for the most part, it is him just trying to infiltrate and seeing the darker side of the tokusatsu story. It's a nice twist on the Sentai formula where it's every Sunday they have to fight the bad guys, and the good guys are all good. It's like, no, the good guys are all pieces of shit. And the one we're rooting for is this rebellious foot soldier who everyone thinks is dead because he faked his death, and he's trying to figure out how to defeat the Dragon Rangers and their divine tools, which are the standard super weapons that defeat the bad guys every single time. They said, we have to use our divine tools, and each one has their own divine tools. So he's going to try to destroy them and then defeat them so that he could save the day from these evil people who are abusive and horrible. And this story is one which is inventive, it is different. More importantly than that, it's one of these stories that just, I didn't expect it to go where it goes, because you think it's, a formula where he's going to become a bad guy, then become a good guy, but then you learn more about them that he's not wrong, because the Dragon Keepers are so horrible, and then to top it off, their minions are just as bad. There's one minion for the Blue Keepers who he thinks he's better than everyone else, and he will beat up anybody who's evil, and he will torture them. Like if he finds a duster, because they can regenerate, he'll torture them horribly. These bad guys are being tortured by the good guys, so the good guys are the bad guys. It's a nice revolt, a flip on the situation. Then we have the whole mystery of the Pink Keeper and her situation, and then there's her issue with her brother, which is even more crazy. But the story is engaging. The artwork is very different from quintessential quintuplets. You think, it's going to be cute and wonderful and nice. It's like, no, this is horrifying and creepy, and what the hell is going on? And I gotta say, it is a blast to read. And it's one of those ones where it's just so different and invigorating that I just want to keep reading it and dealing with it. You know what I mean? And I had a minute to think about what is going on. What should we say is this for this manga? And honestly, what I have to say for this manga, Go-Go Loser Rangers by Negi Haruba, it's well done. The art is great. Kodansha does a great job releasing it. As you can see, the first volume is obviously the Red Keeper, or the Red Ranger. And it shows him in his good side, and it also shows his jerky side on the other side as well. And we really want to root for the anti-Rangers in this. So, art is great, story is phenomenal, and it's fun because it has so many twists in it. I'm not even going to spoil for you. So for that reason, I have to give this very strange and insane manga, known as Go-Go Loser Ranger, our rating of Borrow from a Friend and Don't Return Unless Offered Pocky. It's really good. It's well done. It's fun. There are some issues with it. The format does drag. The story drags a little bit during volumes 3 and 4, but it gets back on point. If you're not a fan of Sentai culture, you're not going to get half the jokes. If you watch Sentai stuff, if you watch Power Rangers, if you watch Kamen Rider, you will love this. Anything with a Sentai team or a tokusatsu theme, you will get a giggle out of this. If you're not a fan of it, you might not like it. If you're a fan of quintessential quintuplets with the romance angle, this is not for you because there isn't a romance angle. This is a revenge story. So, that's my thoughts. So if you've read this and you agree or disagree, let me know your thoughts. Or in general, just let me know your thoughts on Go Lunar Rangers. You leave me a comment, or you can email me personally at Zan, that's Xan, at Spiraken.com. You can also tweet me at Spiraken. And also, because Thread is starting, on Threads, I'm at Zan Spiraken. I'm actually trying to create Spiraken, but there's giving me some issues, so it's under Zan Spiraken right now. But you can find me on any of those. So, like I said, if you want to email me zanspiraken.com. And with that in mind, let's actually get to the manga releases for the week. And this week there are a lot. Well, because it's been 2 weeks, we have over 100 mangas to go over. Because you know how it is. Every month we have one insanely large week. So let's get to it, shall we? So for this week, what was released? Well, starting off with A Reincarnated Witch Spells Doom Volume 1 was released this last week. Alice in Borderland Volume 6. Anti-Romance Volume 2. Apparently Disillusioned Adventurers Will Save the World Volume 2 of the manga and Volume 3 of the light novel. Appari Ranman, the Omnibus, the entire series, which is an adaptation of the manga, has been released. Assorted Entanglements Volume 2. Beast Complex Volume 3. Big Hero 6, the series, Volume 2. Bloody Sweet Volume 1. Bottom Tier Character Tomazaki Volume 10, the light novel. Chain Soldier Volume 4. Cherry Magic 30 Years of Virginity Could Make You a Wizard Volume 7. Chitose is in the Ramune Bottle Volume 4. Cross-Dressing Villainess Cecilia Selvi Volume 4. Data Live Volume 9, the light novel. Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody Volume 14 of the manga and Volume 19 of the light novel. Drifting Dragon Volume 13. Fire Force Volume 33. Frieren Beyond Journey's End Volume 8. Gahi Chen Volume 2. Go Go Loser Rangers Volume 5. God's Game We Play Volume 2, the light novel. Golden Kamui Volume 29. Handyman Saito in Another World Volume 1. Higurashi When They Cry Go Volume 1. Horimiya the Memorial Book, page 100. I Got Caught Up in a Hero Summons, But the Other World is at Peace, Volume 6. I Want to Be a Receptionist in This Magical World, Volume 1. Insomniacs After School, Volume 2. Into the Deepest, Most Unknown Dungeon, Volume 6. Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, Memoria Freeze, Volume 1. Love's in Sight, Volume 2. Midaki Kurawa is Imperious to My Charm, Volume 1. Mission Yozakura Family, Volume 5. Monster and the Beast, Volume 4. My Happy Marriage, Volume 4, the light novel. My instant death ability is so overpowered, no one in this other world can stand a chance against me, AO, Volume 1. Night of the Living Cat, Volume 3. No Longer Heroine, Volume 3. Overlord, the Undead King-O, Volume 10. Persona 5, Volume 10. Phantom Tales of the Night, Volume 11. Rascal Does Not Dream of a Nightingale, the light novel. ReZero Starting Life in Another World, Volume 22, the light novel. Requiem of the Rose King, Volume 17. Scribble, Volume 1. Soma Spider So What, Volume 12 of the manga and Volume 16 of the light novel. Something's Wrong with Me, Volume 15. SOTUS, Volume 2. Survival in Another World with My Mistress, Volume 4. Sword Art Online, Gun Gale Online, Volume 12, the light novel. Sword Art Online, Schizo of Deep Night, Volume 1, the manga. That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Trinity and Tempest, Volume 7. The Abandoned Princess, Volume 5. The Dawn of the Witch 3, the light novel. The Dragon Knight's Beloved, Volume 5. The Dungeon of Black Company, Volume 9. The Ephemeral Scenes of Setsuna's Journey, Volume 1, the light novel. The Essence of Being Amused, Volume 1. The Holy Grail of Eris, Volume 4. The Horizon, Volume 1. The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady, Volume 4. The Otherworlder, Exploring the Dungeon, Volume 2. The Princess of Convenient Plot Device, Volume 2. The Remarried Empress, Volume 3. The Splendid Work of a Monster Maid, Volume 5. The World's Strongest Rearguard, Labyrinth Country's Novice Seeker, Volume 6. This is Screwed Up, but I Was Reincarnated as a Girl in Another World, Volume 7. Though I Am an Inept Villainess, Tale of the Butterfly Rat Body Swap in the Maiden Court, Manga, Volume 3. Time Stop Hero, Volume 7. Tomb Raider King, Volume 3. Triage X, Volume 25. Uncle from Another World, Volume 7. The manga version. Unnamed Memory, Volume 3. Until I Love Myself, Volume 1. Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out, Volume 9. Val Love, Volume 14. Vampire Dormitory, Volume 10. WITCH, the graphic novel, Part X, Ladies Verse WITCH, Volume 2. Wandering Witch, Volume 4, the manga. What He Doesn't Believe in Fate Says, Volume 1. Who Made Me a Princess, Volume 2. Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop, Volume 1. And then last and not least, for last week, we had Yamihara. And so for this week, which is June 27th, we've got a couple more titles, including, starting off with, Seventh Time Loop, The Villainess Enjoys a Carefree Life Married to Her Worst Enemy, Volume 3. Call Girl in Another World, Volume 7. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Signs from the Wind. Fists of the North Star, Volume 9. Goodbye Eerie. Then one I'm extremely excited about, Homunculus, The Omnibus, Volumes 1 and 2. This is the release of a series I've been waiting for since 2009. The series is completely insane. It's awesome that we're actually getting an omnibus hardcover edition, and it's one which I'm definitely going to recommend to anyone who wants to read it. But anyway, I digress. Next, I Think I Turned My Childhood Friend into a Girl, Volume 3. Kuma 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 Bear, light novel, Volume 14. Maigo-chan, God of Destruction, Volume 8. Outbride, Beauty and the Beasts, Volume 4. Reborn as a Space Mercenary, I Woke Up Piloting the Strongest Ship, Manga, Volume 5. The Case Files of Jeweler Richard, Volume 5. There's No Freaking Way I'll Be Your Lover Unless, Volume 2. And last but not least, Tokyo Revengers Omnibus, Volume 11 and 12. And one other one I forgot completely because it actually comes out today is, last but not least, the Gantz Omnibus, Volume 12. That came out this week, and it's going to be kind of cool. So, with all those mangas that came out this week, what are my top ones? Well, I got 5 that were amazing, that made me smile and made me definitely want to buy more stuff. And one of these ones I'm talking about, well, as you can see, I've got them right here, and they're all pretty badass. Starting off with Appare Ranman, the Omnibus. This is the whole series, a manga adaptation of one of my favorite series from last year, which is steampunk and samurai combined. Then we have Goodbye Eerie, which is a unique adaptation, which is about a person documenting their mother's death in a very unique way. Number 3, obviously Homunculus, the Omnibus one. Then we have Scribbles, which I didn't really get into because Scribbles is actually the art book of the creator of Emma. And it's just her drawings, just something kind of cool. And then last but not least, Until I Love Myself, Volume 1. I don't know what it's about, but it sounds intriguing, engaging, and more importantly, it makes me want to see more about what's going on. So, with that in mind, let's get to the part that most of us want to talk about, and that's me thanking you, because I appreciate each and every one of you who listens to this podcast, watches the videos, and just subscribes. Every email I get, every comment I get makes me want to keep doing this podcast for as long as I can, and it gives me the motivation to keep going. So I appreciate each and every one of you because all of you are awesome. If If you'd like to help, remember to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it, and you can subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/Spiraken. Help us create more fun content for you to enjoy. We have 4 tiers with tons of really cool rewards as well that are a lot of fun and pretty much are a blast to go. So just check out our Patreon and help us create more fun content for you to enjoy and help me to make this podcast the best it can be. Maybe hire a better editor. I mean, it's me, but anyway, long story short, it doesn't matter. But with that in mind, let's actually get to the part that all of you have been waiting for, the most popular part of this podcast. And what are we talking about? We're talking about that one, that only, the Wheel of Manga! Yes, friends, accept no substitute. Now, what is the Wheel of Manga? The Wheel of Manga is a Wheel of Fortune with 10 slots on it. And what I've done is I've assigned a manga title to each of the 10 slots and written them in the Wheel of Fortune, or the Wheel of Manga. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin the Wheel of Manga. Whatever number it lands on, the manga that's in that spot is what I'm going to review in the next episode of the Spiraken Manga Review, episode 521. And we have tons of titles on here, everything from Appari Ranman to Yeah Boy Koming. I finally changed it. I finally got some new chalk. So let's spin and see what we're going to review in the next episode, shall we? It's a good spin. Number 3, Horizon. The Horizon, which came out this week. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Is it going to be creepy? Well, you're going to have to wait and find out. But anyway, as usual, I am your host, Zan. I am Gonzville. I'll catch you guys next time. And always remember, keep reading manga. See you later.